we are 3 days away from pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training, and I cannot freaking wait. It feels like forever since the baseball season has ended, but we're finally back. Now, the top question on a lot of people's minds is when is Kiké Hernandez going to officially get signed? Now, last year, he signed right before spring training started, I think around February 9th. Let me check for sure. Yeah, February 9th is when he signed. This was right before spring training started. Today, it is February 10th. We know he has not signed yet. So when is he going to sign? Typically, I would think it's going to happen in a similar timeline right before spring training. Although I do think he could probably join later on in the season. We probably don't want to go through a full spring training without him. And again, all the indications have been that he's going to come back to the team. So I'm sure that there is some offer or some deal that has been worked out. Now, he was at the Super Bowl, and somebody did record him afterwards going to some party or some club, and they asked, when are you going to be re-signed? And he just kind of gave a shrug. Now, it wasn't one of those I don't knows, like I really don't think we've been in communication. It was a little bit sly. He had a little wry smile. I think he kind of knows where the team is at with him and how he's feeling. He did have off-season surgery. He's still recovering from that, but all expectations are that Kiké Hernandez are going to be signed. And I just want to make it very, very clear. I know I made a video last week saying, should we re-sign him? I do want Kiké back. I have no problem having Kiké back. I think it's just one of those things where we have a lot of young guys that I think we all want to see. And at some point, we are going to have to bring in the new wave or ship them out. That's just how this asset management thing works. We have to balance win now with building for the future. And some of these guys are hot names that many people are going to want. We actually have a lot of them playing with us in spring ball, including Zaire Hope, Josue DePaula. I was actually surprised that Quintero was not included on that list. But I'm going to bring it up here. Let's see. So their non-roster invitees include Chris Campos, a pitcher, Patrick Copen, another pitcher, Carlos Duran, another pitcher, Jackson Ferris, who I think people are very excited about, another pitcher, Luke Fox, another pitcher, Nick Frasso, another pitcher, Carson Hobbs, pitcher, Cole Irvin, pitcher, Antoine Kelly, pitcher, Garrett McDaniels, pitcher, Wyatt Mills, pitcher, Jose Rodriguez, pitcher, Jeremy Rosario, pitcher, Ryder Ryan, pitcher, Adam Serenowski, pitcher, Jordan Weems, pitcher, Lucas Webb, pitcher. So there are a ton of pitchers that are coming through. 32 total, 17 of them being pitchers. We got 5 catchers coming in that include names such as Eliezer Alfonso, acquired from the Tigers. We got Griffin, Lockwood Powell, Nelson Quiroz, Chucky Robinson, familiar face, and Sevi Zavala. Position players, like I mentioned, Josue DePaula, Zach Earhart, Ryan Fitzgerald, Kendall George, Matt Gorski, Zaire Hope, Noah Miller, Chris Newell, Nick Senzel, and James Tibbs. Surprisingly, again, not seeing Eduardo Quintero's name in there. I would have loved to see him get some time with the big league team, but not going to happen yet, all in due time. I also would have loved to see Zach Root, our draft pick, this past draft, but again, going to be plenty of opportunities and time there. I'm really excited to see some of these young guys perform. I think the Dodgers, it's been a while, I think, since we've had as much excitement for a young player prospect like Josue DePaula, so I really hope he does well. Zaire Hope, like we've talked about a lot, has been shooting up the charts as far as some of the top young players that are coming up in the Dodger system. So for both of these guys, I'm really anxious to see them perform and hope that they do really, really well. Now, as far as contenders in the National League and then the American League and what we're looking at for the Dodgers, I do think in the National League, the biggest contender, in my opinion, is going to be the Philadelphia Phillies again. If Zach Wheeler can be healthy, they did lose Ranger Suarez, but they still got Chris Sanchez. They do have Luzardo. I think they're going to be very, very strong pitching-wise. It's going to be a little bit of a last gas, I think, with Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper and just that core. They got rid of Nick Castellanos, which some people might say addition by subtraction. They brought back Real Muto. Now, they do have a lot of holes to fix, in my opinion, but the Phillies are they're just a good team. They're a good team, and I think they know what they're doing. So I think that'll be interesting to see. Some of the other teams, I do think, I think the Giants are going to be solid, but I don't think they're going to be in that contender level yet. I do think Atlanta Braves, obviously, if they can stay healthy, will be a challenge to the Dodgers. I did see that Schwellenbach is facing another setback. Is going to start the season on the IL. So if they can stay healthy, obviously Atlanta is always going to be a challenge there. And honestly, the San Diego Padres are a team that can perform well. I just saw that they signed Zach Gallen. Michael King can stay healthy. They did lose Dylan Cease, but again, not afraid of Dylan Cease. So at least in regards to the Dodgers, could be addition by subtraction there for them as well. And then for the NL, I really think that's it. I don't know what Milwaukee's doing, trading away another of their good players. Maybe they feel like it's easily replaceable, but I feel like Milwaukee has gotten worse since they played in the NLCS and not better. So although they'll probably be very good in the NL Central, I do think the Cubs probably pull out in that division. And, you get into playoff mode, Wrigley Field, you never know what can happen, but I do feel confident against the Cubs. I don't think I would be afraid of them in the playoffs. So those are the top contenders I see in the NL. In the American League, I do feel like the Blue Jays do have a good chance at getting back, at least to the ALCS. They're still a very deep team. They added a lot of good players, Dylan Cease being one of them. I think Detroit just signed Verlander. They could be a challenge for sure. Tarek Skubal, potentially his last year. And then I think a lot of people are picking Boston as a potential dark horse, and I think that is a good call. Boston's going to be very tough as well. The Yankees, we'll see. I just didn't think they had enough pitching. They lost Luke Weaver to the Mets, who you can say maybe it won't be such a challenge, but I think the Yankees obviously are going to be tough, but we might not even see them at all. So I do feel like in the AL East, the Blue Jays, even the Orioles could surprise some people, I feel like, but it feels like that. I do think the Rangers have an outside shot of being competitive, really competitive, if they can stay healthy. Obviously, Jacob deGrom, when healthy, still one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. And they did get Mackenzie Gore, who, again, one of the best pitchers in baseball. And then Evaldi, one of the best big game pitchers in baseball. So if those guys can stay healthy, if Corey Seager can stay healthy, one of the best playoff performers in baseball, I do think the Rangers do have an opportunity to be really good there as well. So those are the names right now that I feel like are going to be there near the end of the season, challenging and vying with the Dodgers for that World Series. Who can prevent the Dodgers from getting a three-peat? It's going to be some intense competition, and I'm really excited for it. So we'll see what happens, but let me know, who do you guys think are going to be the biggest contenders to the Dodgers? Who are you excited to see in spring training? I can't wait. Let's go Dodgers.